ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel tonight on Chapman Farm. My kids are with my wife for the night, so it's going to be a somewhat quiet night. Not a whole lot going on. I'm probably going to play for just a little bit. I'm actually waiting for Kyle and B-Dog to join me up, or join up with me. I'm already joined up, so that we can play on Neustadt. But in the meantime, we're going to come back here to Chapman Farm on Norsfrigian Nordhaben Scheiven Fliegerdenhaven Marsh. And so I'm a little frustrated right now. I spent, about 6 hours recording yesterday with my kids in-house on this map. And unfortunately, since Giants didn't update, let's see here, over Thanksgiving, they didn't bother to, or they changed the volume level in my game. So after doing 6.5 hours of recording, I came back to find out that every minute of it was completely 100% ruined because the volume level was too loud in the game. So I was a little ticked off. And so anyway, I am starting over again. I'm going to do some things differently. I mean, I got so much stuff done yesterday. I had all these fields harvested, and just real disappointed right now. It's just how it is, but it's still frustrating. I had bought a telehandler. I bought one of those Manitou telehandlers and was using the Arcuson to stack bales successfully. And I sold this tractor and bought one of those Caterpillar tractors. I had all kinds of cool stuff, upgraded a seeder, all kinds of stuff. And the end result is now I am going to have to do it all over again, and I probably will do some things differently. One thing that I learned from using the Arcuson, dang it, he's going to put the pipe away. It's hard to judge this pipe because it's so long. I need to come in right about right here. That I don't want to admit to myself, but if we're going to be honest about things, the Arcuson 4-stack, it's a neat device. If you really like manual labor, it's great. But in the long run, we just need to sell some crops and replace it with the quick stack. Because I'm sorry, I had to cut there for a second. Because at $70,000, we have almost $30,000 or $40,000 of bales on this field right now, or between the two fields. It's not going to pay for itself in the first use, but it's much easier to collect bales. Oh, what happened here? Whoa. It's much easier to collect bales with the AccuStack because this thing is just the 4-stack. What the frick? What happened to my weight? Somebody must have been on here messing with the kids. The 4-stack, it works. And I'll tell you what, with the Manitou, it was much easier. Here, the problem that I have, and here, I'll try to explain all this. Oh, there we go. Got one up anyway. Is that showing up? Does it show for a sec? See if I can get that to nope. So I'm going to have to go tip it over. The issue with picking up 3 bales at a time with this bale fork is that it doesn't, it's short, it's not very tall. So, come on. I need to get it from the front. So what happens is the second bale, look at those bales, they're like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The second bale tips a little bit, and then the third bale tips and falls all the way off, pulling the second bale with it. So oftentimes what happens is you just end up dumping all 3 bales and only getting the bottom one, or just getting that bottom one, as you've seen me do with it. When you use the telehandler, we're going to go in here and take a look at the telehandler. You have this. And you can see right away that this unit, the Magsci bale fork, is tall. So whereas the regular one is only like a third of this height, this one's actually 2 bales tall. So what happens is the first and second bale can't tip because they're pushed up against those bars, and therefore the third bale, even if it tips a little bit, isn't going to fall off. it ends up being a lot easier to stack with the telehandler, any of the telehandlers. I really like the Manitou. It was nice using it. You probably saw in the intro that I made video of me using the AccuStack. But after using it and doing the entire field, it took me forever to get that stuff done. So I am just going to continue to bale, and then we're going to get an AccuStack trailer and sell these bales that way. And I think that's going to be a lot easier and faster. I mean, I hate to... we are playing on easy. I hate to you know, not push through and do it the manual way, but honestly, I don't really want hours of video of me lifting bales. And it literally took me like 4 hours to get these fields clear of the bales. Well, if we use the AccuStack, it's going to be a lot faster. So I think that that's the best way to go with this. So that's what we're going to end up doing. Man, I just love playing on this new computer monitor. I did get a... I think I told you last time we met, I did get a 32-inch Samsung television that I'm using as a monitor, and it works really well. It's like a totally different playing experience. Now I understand why people, you know, like in general, I'd be like, oh, console schmonsel, but if you're playing this game on a big television in your living room, I can definitely see and get the appeal, because you're getting quite an experience that I was not experiencing before on my little 24-inch monitor. Not that 24 inches is super small, but just this is going up to a 32-inch monitor makes the experience completely different. I mean, completely different. So, oh, Arthur, I don't know what happened there. I got cooked. So anyway, I spent the weekend in Texas. I was, well, actually more than that. I left. So for those of you, when I did the first two videos, I'm talking about going to Texas. Now I'm actually back. So I left Thursday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning on Thanksgiving, and got to Texas.
User joined your channel.
Oh, hey, here's a user.
What up?
This is Kyle's here. Now, Kyle, are you able to get... Hang on, let me shut the recording off. Guys, I'll be back. Oh, yeah. All right, where were we? I was getting ready to sell this, and then Kyle hopped in, which is great, because we got to record last night. So it's the following morning. For you, no time has passed at all. But Kyle and I and B-Dog got to run through Newstat and get some stuff done. We're going to drop this right here, move forward, and we're going to sell this. And I probably won't have enough for the trailer yet, but I will have enough once I start selling off crops. We have, because we're playing on easy, they've given us a small quantity of several different items. And because of this, we can now afford to buy the trailer once we sell off that stuff. There's probably about $60,000 or $70,000 worth of items. And so I'm going to sell the AccuStack next. It was cool getting to try it out, and we'll probably lose about $2,000 off of the price, but that's actually, honestly, most likely cheaper than leasing it. The leases I've found are super expensive. So sometimes if you buy something and you don't want it, if you sell it pretty quickly after you buy it, sometimes you're better off. Oh, I need to hire the worker for the harvester too, so let's go do that. Once again, the kids will be back in the next episode. I am recording this morning just because I want to have some fun and wanted to play by myself and just have some quiet. So, but the kids will be back for the next episode and running around losing the pickup truck, I am sure. So we're going to drop this weight here and pick up the AccuStack, the Arkusen. And anyway, Evelyn's a great helper. I'm looking forward to getting her employed on the farm again. Seth likes to run around and goof around, which is fine, but he doesn't get anything done on the farm, which gets a little aggravating to me. it's okay because I love the kid. But Mater and Violet, they just like to run around and make a mess, as you saw in the first 2.5 episodes or whatever. Oh, I was putting my arms through the weight, and it just let me do it. It didn't even fuss. Sorry about the cough drop once again. I'm still having some coughing issues. You know, the antibiotics, I think I said this last night, but they didn't knock it out all the way. Like, I still get heavy in the chest at night. But it's not bad, and I'm back to walking every night, so I'm going to continue my weight loss program, which is a very slow program. And it includes an occasional milkshake and or diet smoothie from what's the name of that? Chick-fil-A. I get the lemonade, their diet lemonade frosty. Oh, it's so good. Ooh, it's still bad for you. It's got like 220 calories. I think the regular one is 300. So it's, you know, it's not that much less fat than the actual bad for you one, but once in a while I've been treating myself to dessert, but no more coffee. That's definitely helping me lose weight because I was drinking a lot of cream and sugar in my coffee. Now Mark makes me tea, but it's much less cream and much less sugar. We do the Earl Grey tea from England. Yes, it's delicious. And he buys like the good stuff. He like actually orders it directly from England. The land of our forefathers. Let's see. All right, let's see here. I was watching, I know, for somebody, one of my viewers, I think it's Robert Langford, and I can't think of the guy's name now, hates the guy from Top Gear. And it was pretty funny. My friend Chris was like, dude, he's like, obviously I'm a videographer and a camera guy, so I really appreciate good film work. And so he's like, dude, you have to check out Grand Tour. I have Amazon Prime, and he's like, dude, they completed their task. There's no way they're done harvesting. And he's like, you have to check it out. So I was like, all right. So Jeremy Clarkson, I think that's his name. I think maybe that's a guy from just Jeremy Clarkson. Does that sound right? For whatever reason, they can't stand him. A lot of people can't stand him. He's kind of a cocky jerk, but. We watched the show, and it was great. It was actually a really good. The Grand Touring or whatever was really good. I enjoyed it, and it was neat to see. They were racing these. I totally got off topic. They were racing eco versions of all the race cars that are out there now. They all have like these hybrid. They had a Porsche. They had a Ferrari. For those of you that have seen it and know what I'm talking about. And then he did finish. Wow. And then they also had a. What was the other car? Oh, a McLaren F1. And it was really neat to watch those cars race. Like Jeremy was like, oh man, this is the McLaren's going to be number one. It's English, Oh, English. That's what I'm thinking of, English, because these guys are all English. That's probably where I was coming from, and the T and stuff. But they were talking about how the British Air Force has the best pilots in the world. But they were doing the first show in America, and everybody was like, boo! And he's like, what? And it was pretty funny, like the whole sequence that they went through, like getting beat up and stuff because people were like, no, they don't have the best Air Force. And one of the Americans yelled out from the audience. He said, well, then why is it that we always have to bail you out when you get in trouble? And they were like, oh, fine. Like, I found a bug. Did you see this? This harvester's been done and it's not running. Look. It's just magically pouring straw out the back. Anyway, I will say that the English pilots are quite amazing. If you ever watch, they do that because I'm not going to say they can't afford, but really, I mean, their nation doesn't have the military that it once had, and if you watch their airplanes, because they don't really have stealth technology for their aircraft, obviously. Most of the airplanes that they're flying are 70s technology or older. Some are newer, but most of them are old technology. And so there's no stealth involved. So the way that they avoid radar is to fly what's called nape of the earth. They fly really, really obnoxiously low to the ground. And so what happens is they are really good pilots because they have to be able to fly that aircraft right along, ground level. Which button covers these? I forget. There we go. Okay. We're going to go store this. I'm not going to sell the barley until we're done completely with the harvest. Reason being, I want to get all the money at once. And if we sell it if we don't do that, we're going to drive the market price down. And we'll make a lot less money. So. All right, do it, Ryan. Ryan got skunked, man. He ordered a bunch of stuff through Amazon Prime. We get the free 2-day shipping, and he got the new Final Fantasy game, and they ended up screwing up the address, and he didn't get it. So he was supposed to get it yesterday, and it didn't show up, and along with like 2 or 3 other packages. And so he's on the phone with them, and they mislabeled them, and they're like, "I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do," and he got screwed. So now he's trying to get a hold of the post office to see like if he can't get them. He called the post office yesterday, and just like any typical government agency, they didn't answer the phone, even though it was operating. Yeah, they hung up on him twice. So you could hear him pick the phone up and then hang it up. That kind of stuff makes me really mad. It's like we're paying these people to do this stuff, and they can't even answer their dang phones. Closing time. Let's see. Right. But it was half an hour before they closed, right? It wasn't even like it was closing time. It was still operating time. Really irritating. So anyway, he got skunked. I feel bad for Ryan. Let's see. I might trade these tippers in and get a big tipper that has more capacity. I mean, we can carry a lot with these, but I find that the harvest that we have, well, though, it's nice to be able to... Well, hang on. No, we're not going to do that yet. Blah, 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 blah. Who knows what I'm doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. I have a plan. I just don't remember it. We need to get the rest of the barley off the field. There's still a little bit left right here that the worker missed. So we're going to go ahead and hop over to the harvester. And, hey, Ryan, can you wake Mark up? It's like 11:30. He needs to get up soon here. Put that away. I don't mind the little... Sorry, cough dropped you. Maybe I should. I want to turn the straw swath off. I love the way you can see it now. Look at the back of the harvester. That's really cool, that animation of it unfolding. Most of the harvesters have those animations now. Before it would just, zoop, and it would be there. The part would change, but you wouldn't see any animation going between them. So I'm glad that they kind of, I don't want to say fix that, but they changed it. Look at all these bales that we're going to get, though. This is why I think it's important that we... man, if I buy another tipper... What I really eventually want to do is to get like I have on the other farm where I have a truck. And that truck will transport large amounts of crop. Right now we have little bits of crop in the silo because we have like 8,000 of this, 8,000 of that. And it's almost better off, you're better off having several different trailers. Why? Well, because you want that, you want to be able to take multiple things different places. But, if I get one big trailer, then I'm going to like fill a little bit. But once I'm done, we're going to do like whole cropping here, where we do the entire field is going to get, or the entire group of fields will have the same crop on them. And at that point, then I'm going to want to be able to sell everything as quickly as possible, because obviously you take 2 or 3 trailer loads and you're going to splash the market down into the ground. So, I mean, I guess the other thing we could do is we could like do one crop on this and then one crop on those, like maybe do like soybeans or something on one side and then do wheat or whatever on this side, wheat or barley on these fields. Well, I'll have to think about how I'm going to do that. But anyway, you want to be able to have a large capacity trailer to handle that grain in one load so that you can get the full price for as much as possible without splashing your market down. So we'll see what happens and how much money we have. I did frivolously, when I first did this before I lost all the data because of the audio issue. It's a junk colony, Los Angeles. Nobody calls me from Los Angeles here. My dad, I don't think he lives in Los Angeles. He lives in, last time we looked, he lived in the San Joaquin Valley. I can't think of the name of the city. Oh, hand me that cough drop that's down on the floor there by the computer, Ryan. The name of the city. Where did my father-in-law live, or my father live? This is when I was 18 years old, man. I can't think of the name of the city. It was near, like Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Park. I almost stopped and I don't know. I just wasn't ready. I'm ready now, but I can't afford to go there. You may not even be alive anymore. I don't know. Well, yeah, but guys usually don't live as long as women do. Kaka 67. That's my mom. The kids call her Kaka. Sorry. So he'd be in his 60s. I don't know, man. He could. I mean, in this day and age, probably he is alive. But I'm just saying. Yeah. Make him apologize. Get on your knees. He didn't abandon me. He was told to leave. He was kind of a rat, honestly. But, you know, he forgive and move on. So it wasn't my mom's idea not to let me see him. She, as I got older, she was like, when we were there, we think we found him in see, I can't remember, Vallejo? I don't know. I can't remember. But she was like, you can go see him. Like, I'll drop you off if you want to see him. And I was like, no, I don't want to see him. You know, now looking back as an older person, I probably should have at least said hi. You know, you're young and you leave those. You know, but he did do some really horrible things in my family. And people, why are people so evil sometimes? It's like my ex-wife, you know. It's like, dude, what happened? How did you turn into such a rat? She was such a great person. I mean, you got to know her. It's like, man, I don't know if it's mental instability or cockiness or I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but it's just like, what were you thinking? But he's the same thing, you know. He was not a nice person, and so it's probably for the better, you know. But I had that opportunity and I didn't take it, so I don't know how we even got on that subject. It's kind of a day of introspection today. Today's the day. I posted on Facebook, so that you guys have been watching Facebook will know. This video obviously is pre-recorded, so you will see this several days later. But I am getting divorced today, so that's where I'm going in about about half an hour. I'm going to record and then get some clothes on, and I have shorts on right now. It's cold out though. I'm going to get regular pants on and some socks and go get divorced today. Yeehaw. It'll be all right. I think actually, you know, it probably will be for the better, but it's just hard when you have 6 kids to even think that it's better, you know. But I have no choice in the matter, so. I mean, I do. Oh man, I don't want to come out with this yet. I'll talk about it later. It's a mature subject. I know most of the people that watch my channel are at least teenagers, but there are kids that watch too. So I don't know that it's necessarily appropriate. So maybe I'll do this edition of American Truck Sim or something about the divorce and just put in the beginning like, if you're a child and you're watching this, it's not necessarily appropriate. So don't watch. I'm not going to go into like messy details necessarily, but I think I'd like to say my piece once this is all over, just to get it off my chest. Most of my viewers are mature enough to handle it. All right, so we're gonna Let's see here. We have this guy with like a little fleck of barley that we're going to dump in. And we're going to let the harvester go for now. I'm not even going to bother. I need to bale too, but we'll see. We'll do it the most efficiently, but I want to sell what I have and get that baling trailer. Though there's no rush for that either, honestly. I can... Maybe I'll just work on baling. Because I don't have to have the baling trailer until we're done with everything. So let's just dump this stuff off and we'll just continue doing what we're doing. And actually working the farm rather than baling. Now, in my alternate universe, I did trade this tractor in for the Challenger, but it left me with no money. And I'm rethinking that whole policy. What is this guy doing? What is she doing? Or he, whatever. Sometimes you get a girl, sometimes you get a guy. I don't know. I thought it was a girl that was driving, but they seem to like to leave a little blup at the end of the field. Yeah, it's a girl. Hi. Oops. She won't run me over. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the Dutzwa. And I'm going to put this guy... We need to put the implements away since we're not going to be using them for a little bit. And I'm going to hold on to the implements because later in life we may, you know, feed cows or whatever, and that's what we're going to need to have our implements. So I'm not going to sell these implements. I'm going to keep them. What about when Evelyn saw the chickens? She's like, ooh, chickens! She just loves those chickens, man. Ooh! Alright, disconnect that. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Perfect. It looked like it was going the wrong way at first. Now, we may upgrade this tractor, too. I did do a cool upgrade that I'm sad I don't have anymore. And this has a warrior paint scheme, which sadly just turns out to be like carbon fiber. But it was cool, so maybe we can go do that. Get this guy up to horsepower and up to snuff. That'll be fun. Be a little money. It's expensive, but I think it's worth it. The paint job doesn't do anything, but I think we have 230 horsepower right now, so we're going to upgrade the horsepower of this unit. It'll look nice, you'll see. And then we'll start baling. Alright, so here is the customization shop. And I'm going to pop in and let's see here. Boop. Customize. We're going to take this up from 263 is the max horsepower. It's $20,000 upgrade. Wheel weights, wide tires, standard wheel weights, wide tires. We're going to add wheel weights, and I'm going to go with the Warrior paint scheme, customize. Boop. So this vehicle now has much higher horsepower rating. Well, not much higher, but another additional like 30 or 40 horsepower. I'm probably totally wrong about that. And a cool paint scheme. Look at how cool that looks. I suppose you probably could just buy it like that at the beginning, but since this is a given to us tractor, we did not have the opportunity to buy it like that. So now we have a sweet Deutz fire with a lot of horsepower and a cool paint scheme. What I do like about the paint scheme is it seems to match the carbon fiber colors on, it's not really carbon fiber, but like that steely gray that's on all the equipment pieces that we use. So like the New Holland baler has the gray up front, and this now matches it. You'll see. She's still harvesting, so we're good. See how it kind of matches that. Well, I guess it's a little bit different color, but it's close. Look how good that looks. It's pretty sweet. Like, I wonder if they're going to have the Ferrari edition Zetter. You guys remember that? I don't know if you remember seeing, for a while, Zetter was offering a Ferrari edition tractor, like a Pininfarina inspired tractor. And I thought that was pretty cool. It was actually a neat idea. I don't know that anyone would buy it. It probably was like uber expensive, but it was to celebrate their anniversary, like their 50th anniversary. All right, so let's get this guy fired up. Drop it to the ground and start picking up this straw. And once again, the nice thing about the square baler is that, versus the round baler, is that you can continuously move. You don't have to keep stopping to unload it, you know. But the downside is you don't get, you can't make silage from it. It just makes either hay bales or straw bales. One of the things that's new in the game that I've been told several times, and Kyle even verified this for me as a farmer, you don't need to ted grass unless it's really wet. Like, it's a last resort. People usually don't use tedders on their grass. People have them, but they rarely use them. And so in this game, they've made it a little more realistic in the fact that you can now get hay bales without having to ted, which is nice because that means you can just mow and ted. So when we get to the cow part of this game, you know, we'll just do that. We don't really, we'll buy a tedder in case we need it, but if it quote unquote rains when we're mowing, we'll ted the grass after it's done. But we'll try to play it real on that end. But other than that, you don't have to have a tedder. So it's a really tight turn here. Usually I go every other row or every third row. 22 minutes down here. I'm just watching my clock. I have to start getting ready when I hit 45 minutes, so this video will be about an hour long. So I have another 10 minutes ahead of this that I recorded yesterday, so. But yeah, I really like this map. I did put, if you look at the first video, a lot of people have asked for it, so I've put in the comments there, if you go through, the latest edition of this map. I believe I'm on 2.7, and they have a 2.8 with a fix, so I probably will have to try to upgrade my map and see if I can't get the latest version, so that, because I know that I guess there were some bugs with the animals, and I do want to be able to do animals on this farm, especially because we're playing easy. We'll be able to afford more animals pretty quickly. So anyway, I'm probably going to have to upgrade to the latest version of the map, but that's the version I've been handing out. People ask for it. I've been giving them the latest edition. So I feel like that's the best way to go. I didn't need to do this. I don't know why I did this, but ain't got time for that. Sorry. What's up, Ryan? Did you get it figured out, Rue? You gonna hack into the U.S. Postal Service? Oh, I told you. Yep, I told you that's what happened. Oh, what happened? Great. World of Warships just totally canned my recording session. It's updating, auto-updating. I don't even play the game anymore. What, Ryan? What address? Take Mom's address out of there. Why is her address in? Oh God! See, we're gonna have to make our own account because this. I knew this would happen. I knew it would happen. Well, isn't it too late though? Oh, that sucks. So, because my wife, we share an Amazon account, which is another thing that we're gonna have to just buck up and buy our own Amazon account. because it's a shared account, she's moved, and then she updated the address in Amazon. So when Ryan ordered stuff, even though he picked our address, it's screwed up. Somehow the post office screwed it up, and they're sending it to her address. It's her name on it, but it's our address. Yeah, that just sucks. We're gonna have to change all of that, Ryan. We're gonna have to get our own account, which sucks because all of our TV and stuff is on that one. But whatever, it doesn't matter. We need to do it. It's gonna be. I'm just gonna have to do it. It's only $100 a year only. But you get free shipping on everything, and it's all 2-day shipping. So they deliver it like they'll deliver. We've had them deliver on Sunday, like they're serious about the 2-day shipping. So I can't believe that harvester's not full. Well, I can. You know what? Because she's got to do those turnarounds at the end of each field. That's why it's not full yet. But anyway, it sucks because it's like we order stuff all the time from Amazon, and then it's like now it's going to the wrong address or it's getting lost, and it's not there. Everybody's confused, and nobody knows how to get it to us, and it's like super duper aggravating. Tell Mark I need tea now, or hot cocoa. Hot cocoa will do. I gotta have a morning. I'd rather have tea because it's a lot less sugar. I need a morning. I've realized it's not necessarily the coffee that I need. It's just that warm drink in the morning. So, anyway. So that sucks. We're gonna have to get our own Amazon account, which is fine. It's $100. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I hate spending that kind of money, but we use it all the time. We have tons of TV shows that we watch on Amazon Prime. And we ship everything. Like I said, everything that we order, we ship. When I got the Farm Sim steering wheel that I ended up sending back, I got it. And the nice thing is we actually have an Amazon store in Akron. So when my steering wheel broke, I didn't have to pay any shipping to return it. I just had to drop it off at the Amazon store. Now you have to drive out there, so it's a good 40 minutes away. It's in downtown Akron. But I happened to be over there that day doing work, so I was like, oh, I'll just drop this off when I'm over there working. A lot of my clients are not necessarily in Akron, but they're in Copley and Barberton and heading over towards Akron. So, and then Ryan had a package he had to return, and so we sent it to. Same thing. Like I went over to get Mark's car when we went to pick up. We, bought Mark's car, and then I picked it up. And when I went over to pick it up, I just stopped at the Amazon store to return his thing on my way. So it's nice to have that option, because I don't know how many cities have an Amazon store, but I imagine they probably are all starting to. Bigger cities are probably starting to. I mean, if Akron has one, now Cleveland, funny, doesn't have one. It's just Akron. Like, wow, why not Cleveland? But it's like growing up. Akron. I listened to a lot of Christian music growing up. So like Petra, DeGarmo and Key, Michael W. Smith, Amy Grant, the Imperials, just all kinds of like 80s Christian music. And they would always come to Akron. Now, they'd never come to Cleveland, though, but they'd always come to Akron. Sometimes Canton, but they go to the Akron Palace Theater, which has now been restored. So I saw many awesome Christian bands at the Akron Palace Theater, and I lived in Cleveland. It seemed so far away back then, Now it's just a hop, skip, and a jump. And I live in Medina now, so I'm much closer than I was. But it's still, to get downtown to downtown Akron, it's at least a half an hour. It's a little bit more like 40 minutes. It takes me less time to get to Akron than it does to Cleveland, though. Cleveland's about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic. So I like Akron, though. Akron is up and coming. It's funny because it was such a... When I was a kid, it was just like a crappy city, but it's really, I don't know why. Well, definitely the college. I mean, Akron University has definitely helped that. But they have the Rubber Ducks, and they've got, I don't know, it's a nice city. And it's funny because you don't think of like Akron, it's part of the Rubber Belt, obviously. It's actually home of Goodyear and Firestone. Both of those companies are headquartered in Akron, so that probably helps it too. Budweiser also has a huge distribution facility in Akron, so we have 3 pretty major companies there, and First Energy, which provides electricity from a lot of northeastern Ohio, is also headquartered in Akron. So, First Merit Bank. They're headquartered down there. So there's a lot of big companies that are headquartered in Akron. But it's funny just to see it, like, you know, it's doing well. Like it's neat because it's just kind of a small town, small city. It's a city, but it's small. It's, you know, like 3 blocks wide, 7 blocks long. It's got like 4 skyscrapers, and they're not even big ones, but they're, you know, nonetheless they're still towers. And it's just funny, but it's a cute town, and they have these really neat locks. Like there's a lock. They're part of the Ohio Canal or the Erie Canal, I think. Um, that go right through the center of town, and so you have like this. They've converted these locks into parks. They have one where they do concerts, like it's called On the Green. They've got one that's just like a cool, like, it's a cool place for photos. It goes down, and oh, Helper J is full. So hold on, we're gonna take a break from baling and leave the tractor running. We'll hop over to get to our Fent. She's almost done. Look at that. That's cool. We'll send her over into the canola. So anyway, I like Akron. I really do. I've been, you know, we joke about, we call it Crackrin, but it's actually a pretty nice town, like downtown. It's surprising. It's like what Cleveland was, but without the, well, I guess they have some crime, but it's just, it's a nice city. Nice place to live. Downtown, anyway. I don't know about live. Visit. I don't like living in the city. I would never live in a city. I'm sorry. I don't think. I mean, never say never, because you never know what's going to happen. But I really, especially with kids, it's like it's not even feasible. Like, I wouldn't want to live in a city. I don't know. I get it. Like, I get the younger generation wanting to be, you know, all thinking that they're HBO stars, but it's just too busy and inconvenient and expensive. You know, it's like all the grocery stores, like a gallon of milk is like $7. You know, it's like, okay, no, thank you. I'm just thinking from a perspective of having 6 kids. You know, it's like $7 for a gallon of milk. Well, I can just get it from Aldi's for like $1.50. You know, it's the same milk. It's all Dairy Min's. You know, it's great value. Walmart milk. So anyway. But I like Medina. I'm a country person. The further out I get, the happier I am. And if there's no neighbors around, I'm even happier. And if I get to have a tractor, and actually, you know, someday I'd like to have a little bit of land, like make a little garden, have a very small tractor with like a little seeder and a little cultivator. So there's something tiny, like a hobby farm, a hobbyist farmer. We do have those in Ohio. There's that one up the road, man, that I told you about that has that little Massey Ferguson with the 2-row corn header. And that thing's really cool. You know, just get an old harvester. You could be even an open top one, you know. A combine. Man, back in the day, those first came out, like it's such a huge time saver. But like Kyle said, you know, now they're using those disc bines and windrowers to, like with barley, they knock the barley down and then they come by with just like a small gathering head on a harvester and sucks it up. Takes the pressure off the harvester, because I guess barley can get pretty wet. And it ain't good for the harvester. I would guesstimate we probably have a good $40,000 or $50,000 of bales on this farm, and that's where the collector won't pay for itself the first time. I don't think it might, though. It might. We can track it and see, you know, how much we make. But if I remember right, I was going to say it might even be $60,000 or $70,000 of straw. So it could, not hay, straw. It could pay for itself. We'll see. We shall see. I don't know for a fact. I'm just making stuff up. But I did do this once, so I'm doing it again because, like I said, the recording didn't come out. It's so frustrating. Yeah. This tractor is cool looking. It's really neat. The Warrior. What's interesting is I don't think the higher tiered Dutzfar has, or Deutzfar, sorry, it's Deutz, I know. Whoa. I don't think it has a Warrior paint scheme. I have to go clean that up. It's stupid. That's why you do baling from the cab. Oh, what's that all about? Bonk. So only the smaller one gets the Warrior paint scheme. And this is not a mod. It came with that, so I think that's kind of cool. Expensive, but cool. Is it a Ferrari? Now, Deutz and Lamborghini are, I think, all part of the same company. I don't know if that also includes, if it's part of AGCO, or if it's, you know, separate. But these two at least are made by the same company. Somebody, I think, has since that maybe Fendt is also part of this operation. But I don't know. I think Fendt is part of AGCO. Or ACGO, as I call it. Not to be confused with my initials, AGC. O for awesome, spelled wrong. Awesome. I'm so funny. You guys have got to see me here. I've got my steering wheel. I'm on cruise control. And I'm like... I'm totally turned sideways in my chair, like I'm not facing my computer, but with this television, because I'm so freaking enjoying it. Like I can actually sit back and like relax in my chair, like I'm not. So I've got the chair kind of like pivoted to the left or to the right a little bit, and then I'm steering with my left hand, and I'm just kind of lounging. Got my foot up on the other chair. That's one of the things I like about my minivan. I know people, they're always down on the minivans, you know. I was talking to B-Dog and his wife, Emily, and they were like, nah, we're never going to get a minivan. And I'm like, I don't know, man. When you have a lot of kids, it's very practical. And I'll tell you what, for trips, it's so much more comfortable than any other kind of car. Sorry. I've had SUVs. I owned a 1990s GMC Jimmy. I owned a Jeep Cherokee Classic. I've had a, my mom has a Honda Pilot that I've borrowed extensively, CRV, and I've also had a Durango, a Dodge Durango, which was terrible. It was horrible. I'll never buy a Dodge product again. And the hands down, the three minivans that I've owned. I've had a Chevy Venture was the first one that I ever got, and that thing was great. And it actually, somebody's alarm. Hey, someone's alarm is going off. Mark, can you get that, please? That's like Ryan's or something. Mark. Oh, it is the movie sign sound. That's hilarious. I think it's Ryan's. Can you make tea, please? I got a splitting headache. I need tea. Give me tea, Mark. Do it. Hurry up, because I got to leave in like 20 minutes or so. We'll just get it going, because it'll heat up by then. We don't have to... The official proceeding is at 1 o'clock. So I've got a little time, but get going. Do it! Where was I before I was... Oh, so anyway, the minivan. We had a... All right, well, hang on, lift up the header. We had a Chevy Venture that I put almost 200,000 miles on. Thing was great. Transmission started going towards the end of its life. But, I mean, we really took that thing all over the place, obviously. It was 6 years old and had almost 200,000 miles. And it got good mileage, and it was a great van. And then I traded that in for a used Toyota Sienna that we took up to 160,000, 170,000 miles. Once again, she's finished. Cool. Once again, just a great van. That thing was awesome. So my ex-wife wanted a new car because, you know, the van was getting old. She's like, I think we needed to get a new one. And I'm like, I don't know, man. We were still making payments on it. And she's like, well, I want to get something safer and blah, blah, blah. So we ended up getting another Toyota Sienna, which I have now. That's 2 years old with 55,000 miles. And I've been driving it a lot less because I have my work car. So I'm trying to save the van as much as possible and not take it for pleasure cruises. But anyway, the van that I have now is a really nice, you know, it's beat down a little bit because obviously I've got 6 kids and my wife beat the crap out of it. It's all dinged up and scratched and I'm missing an antenna. I have a cracked windshield I got to replace. Anyway, that thing's been beat to heck. It's had the heck beat out of it. And, oops, we need to switch over to this. Actually, I should probably turn that other tractor off because we're going to be a minute. Wow, she really screwed up. Okay, well. We're going to obviously have to finish the job that she didn't finish, so. So I have the Chevy, or I'm sorry, I have this really nice Toyota Sienna that's a little bit beat down, but you know, mechanically it's completely sound, and it's got no operating issues. It's still pretty new, you know what I mean? It's low mile. I don't say low miles for 2 years old. 55,000 miles is a lot of miles, but it doesn't have a ton of miles on it, like it won't when I'm done with it. So, but I'm going to keep that one probably for as long as possible. I'm going to get it fixed up and like get all the dents and dings out of it. I have a friend that does that. I just pay them to do it. Definitely need to get a new windshield. But what I'm getting at, the heart of what I'm talking about is that the minivan, a lot of people shun them and hate them, but I'll tell you what, it is way more comfortable to drive long distances than any other vehicle I've ever driven, because you have a lot of space. And there's no center console, so your foot can move out to the side. Like if you have the cruise control on, you can stretch your leg out to the right. And there's just a lot of foot space all around. It's got, you know, a huge seat. The driver area is much larger than it is in a standard car or an SUV. And like I said, I've had many different SUVs of many different sizes, and they're not nearly as comfortable as the minivans are, ever. They're not even close. So anyway, don't be down on the minivan if you haven't had one and you're thinking about having kids or whatever, and you're like, well, I will never drive a minivan. You need to do yourself a favor. You need to go to your Toyota or Honda dealership or Chrysler. Don't buy a Dodge, please. I don't know. The Caravan, I've had such bad experiences with Dodge that I will never buy a Chrysler product again, ever. But some of you might have good luck with them. You know, it's probably just like the steering wheel for the farm sim. Some people have Dodge cars, trucks, whatever, and they're like, they're the best thing ever, and they never break. Okay, well, you're lucky. All I know is that I had tons of problems, and I've had friends that have had Dodges that have had tons of problems, and I've sworn, you know, Daimler Chrysler off for the rest of my life. I will never buy a Chrysler product. So even no matter how cool it is, they don't work well. So go to you know, Chevy doesn't make one anymore, and Ford doesn't make one anymore. So you're really kind of stuck with Honda or Toyota as far as your minivan. There's Kia. I don't know. Does Hyundai make one? I'm not sure. I know Kia makes one. They make the Sedona, I think it's called. So they have a minivan too. Our neighbors have one. But anyway, do yourself a favor if you're looking at it, getting something for your family, and test drive one before you just write it off and go, no, I need an SUV or whatever. Just try it. They're so convenient. They have so many conveniences in them. They're so comfortable to drive. They're ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous how good they are. Shut this off. So I would say it's definitely worth your while. Do it, man. What are you waiting for? Encouraging you to drive minivans. And they're fun too. They actually have a decent amount of horsepower. So my minivan's just shy of 300 horsepower. It's pretty dang fast. It's got way more power than my car. It accelerates a lot faster than my car too. It'll put you back in your seat, which is fun. Which is funny too, because it's a freaking van. Let's see here. I need to pull that pipe in. my friend had his dad was like a car enthusiast, and he had this. It was a Dodge Ram van from like the 1960s or 70s. I think from the 70s. And he had upgraded, souped it up, and gotten it up to like 400 or 500 horsepower. And then it had like a. He took all the seats out. It was like a cargo van, but they painted it like Starsky and Hutch, but opposite. So it was like all white with like red stripes. And that thing was so fast. Oh my gosh, that van was a kick in the pants, man. That thing was so fast to drive. I hit that sign. Oh, we had a blast with that thing. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. What we're going to do here is I need to edge this field because the harvester will fall off into the ditch if we're not careful. So I'm going to make a pass down and take 2 rows off the end, and then come back up and make a pass up, and then take 2 rows off the top end, and then we'll start the worker, and they should be fine. There are sections of this field that the worker misses for some reason. I don't know if it's just because it doesn't register as a field, but there are parts that it misses. So once we're done with this, we should have a ton of money coming in once we go to sell all this stuff. My goals, I'd like to upgrade the Fendt. Maybe get a machine shop. So the upgrades and stretching so that the upgrades don't cost an arm and a leg, because right now upgrades are like super expensive. So we could buy a shop and then do some upgrades. Honestly, you save your money right there when you buy it. And then we can also I'd like to get a much larger plow, because these fields all need to be plowed, and I don't really want to do them with the small plow that we have. I'd also like to get a larger seeder. I think when we're done, we should have enough money to do all of those things. So we're going to sell the harvest. We're going to get the bale collector. We're going to collect all the bales and sell those. And then whatever money we have after we sell off the crops and the bales will be what we have to play with. And it should be enough to buy a pretty decent amount of equipment. We should be able to get everything that we need. The plow comes last, because I mean, really, I could just hire a worker to do that, but it takes forever to plow with it. The green plow is really good, but it takes forever, because... What's up, Ryan? So what happened, kid? No, I don't want to pause it. All right, folks, I got to pause the recording. Actually, I'm over time anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being part of my channel. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Once again, the kids will be back for the next episode. I hope you are enjoying this farm, though. I really am. I really like this map, and it's fun having a big farm. So, hopefully this has been fun for you, too. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you on the farm.